What's up, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Scythe, and we are back again for another Trove patch notes. And these ones, I gotta say, ladies and gents, are a doozy. They are absolutely wonderful. If you see your name, you can go ahead and say that you saw yourself in the video, because otherwise, my goodness. Yes, I am recording Red Ninja. He is spamming me in the chat asking. Anyway, patch notes today are absolutely amazing. Just a couple things that I gotta talk about just before we do start this. There is going to be something very special near the end of this video where you are going to be able to win a special prize. Yes, it's a new thing that I'm going to be incorporating throughout the Trove series, just as my way of saying thank you all for watching and supporting the series and stuff like that. Now, on another side note, I have noticed that some of our latest Trove videos have not been getting the amount of likes that I've been asking for, and I don't take that as a negative in any way. I take that as I must be getting way too greedy for my like numbers. So for today's patch notes video, let's bring it right back down. Let's just say, let's get to 30 likes today. I would really appreciate it. That would be awesome. And I will explain the special prize at the end of the video. Hello, my little turtles. Let's get to the patch notes. Okay, I gotta scroll down the patch notes over here. A golden thread. The new golden thread objectives are labeled to be newbie friendly. If you're an experienced player, you can buy anything on the store to complete the unlock class objective, and you can complete any dungeon for the tutorial dungeon objective. So what that means is if you're well, they keep trying to say all that stuff. Anyway, there was a golden thread that was like, if you get the golden thread quest that says go into a cave, that just means complete a dungeon, because I want to show you all of this just because I think that it is so cool. What am I, Porky Pig? I think that this is so cool, man. They actually changed the tutorial, made it much cooler, much more fleshed out, where now you actually go into this cave and there is an enemy that you have to fight to complete your first quest, and they also incorporated this new door block. So I'm very excited to see if they incorporate that into more dungeons in the game and stuff like that, because that can really add to it. That is absolutely awesome. Appearance is now bound by class. So you will have also noticed when this patch hit yesterday that all your classes, you're pretty much bald with the default haircut. That is because look at our hair right here on the hot dog. And then when we switch over to the Fae, we have a completely different hairstyle. I gave him that crazy hairstyle because it's the Fae and he's a joke. But in all seriousness, ladies and gentlemen, it is absolutely awesome because now you can actually change your hairstyle, change your colors and stuff like that per class, instead of having one universal haircut for every character. I know that lots of you are going to really appreciate that because lots of people really like customizing their classes. I've customized quite a few of mine, but a lot of our characters are all using helmets. Anyway, starter pack deal. Now, the starter pack deal, which was in the store for $5, you can only purchase this for 8 days after you've started playing. In the future, there will be more deals to replace it, but it's still one of the best deals around. That's because it's the only deal that's worth $5, you guys. For now, this will still be available in the welcome screen despite timing out. Even though, no it isn't, because we don't have it, so maybe they already ended up patching that already, I don't know. But they're going to let people take advantage of it while they can. Also, of course, the biggest thing that you're going to notice is the new compass that they've added to the top. People are torn between. There are lots of people that say, hey, the new compass is cool. There's even more people, generally speaking, I just gotta say it honestly, there are more people that don't really like the compass, and there are less people who have actually said anything about the compass. So, I personally I'm one of the few that doesn't like the compass. I think it is absolutely useless. But that is also considering the fact that we can rock this game at max draw distance. Because you see that dungeon right over there? It's not on our compass, but we can see it. Those dungeons over there, not on our compass, but we can see it. Because you actually have to be this close to a dungeon in order for it to show up. So that probably is very helpful for people that have their draw distance down quite a bit. I know a lot of people, like, I know that Trove surprisingly is very resource heavy for a lot of people, so I'm sure that the compass helps out players that generally can't handle this game at like max settings and stuff like that. So that's where it's good, although I would very much love, and hopefully, well, maybe it's been hotfixed by now, but I very much doubt it. I would love to see an option to be able to turn it off. That would be fantastic, to just have the option to have it on and off. Let's scroll down over on my page list right over here. Golden Thread updates. These are a little bit more in depth. Adjusted the tutorial world experience and added a number of new Golden Thread objectives. These include like walking and going in a cave and what we said, placing blocks and destroying blocks and stuff. Some of these objectives are very specific: unlocking a class, completing a certain quest. They will trigger, at least for now, on any store purchase for quest completion, so that the experienced players can also do them. I guess that it means that it's not a bug. I think it is a bug, honestly, and maybe they just are still trying to iron out the kinks, or maybe they're trying to get people, like, force other players that have all the classes to unlock other things. Why are they? Oh, because the class coin takes up an extra slot. Let's get out of here while everyone's bombing us. By the way, those are new video effects for going to the hub world. The mastery-based Golden Thread objectives had their qubit rewards reduced, so a few of the qubit rewards for the Golden Thread have been reduced. I guess they were giving a little bit too much. The hub portal in the tutorial is gone, and players must progress to the point where the Golden Thread requires you to go to the hub. So I guess in that regard, pressing H probably doesn't do anything to go to the hub world until it unlocks for you. New in the store, nothing new in the store. This is just a polished patch, but you can see on the new beautiful welcome screen that they actually show what the current big prize is in the Chaos chest. There, of course, are a bunch of other really awesome prizes in the Chaos chest right now, like just getting the chaotic boat and like the Chaos Hound and stuff like that, but these are the special prize that are in it temporarily. So I guess that's really, really helpful for that. Now, new mechanics. New players no longer start with a class coin. Now, before you panic, remember to keep in mind that the Golden Thread didn't exist for the longest time. So I'm sure once you complete the Golden Thread, wow, some of these really don't give anything anymore. And this menu in general is a lot smaller, isn't it? I don't know. But anyway, some of the, like, once you've completed a lot of the Golden quests, Golden Thread quests, you will, of course, most likely be able to purchase a class. I honestly don't know how much you get from all these Golden Threads, and I don't really want to count it. Pressing and holding an ability. Now, this is a bit confusing even to me. Pressing and holding an ability button while another ability is active now causes the first ability to trigger as soon as the second ability ends. Did that make any sense to you? I hope so, because I have absolutely no idea what that means. Pressing, here's the next note, pressing and releasing an item button while holding an ability button will no longer end the ability. So I'm guessing what that means is if you're the barbarian and you're holding your jump attack, you could normally like hold your jump attack, pick up an item and drag it around and stuff, and maybe, I don't know. I think that one's a little bit more explanatory though. Players can no longer drop items while they're dead. That is awesome, because normally if you drop an item while you're dead, you cannot pick it up because the same item, the same button to pick up an item is resurrect. Players now need Mastery Rank 2 in order to enter Club Worlds. So I guess they're trying to do that to prevent... Honestly, I don't know. I guess new players being spammed at the tutorial or something like that. Adventuring, completed dungeons. Let's check this out. This is actually really cool. Completed dungeons will now remain in the UI and show that they've been completed. So, we're not necessarily going to be rushing for a dungeon just to show that off. But, what it means is like the quest marker that would normally be in the top right corner, way up there. Now it actually sticks around and says that the quest is complete. So that really helps out someone like me, because how many times within like our Trove Live, Trove series, oh my goodness, we have 2,000 ping. I don't know why. This game is getting even more broken. This patch breaks the game like crazy. It's crashing 10 times more than it ever has. So I hope that they end up fixing some of the crashes. I hope that is on their to-do list for some of the polish that they keep talking about. So anyway, if you end up completing a dungeon now, Oh my goodness. If you complete a dungeon, these are the new beautiful portals, by the way, which are mentioned later in the patch notes, but we'll just check them out right now because we're already here. But anyway, you can see now the dungeon says that it's completed, and that is also the exit dungeon. And you can kind of see for a split second that they have new chests for completing dungeons as well. You can no longer enter adventure portals that are too high level for you. So if you're not level 10, you're not going to be able to get to U1 to 5. So that's actually pretty cool. You can still do the /join me to join people into higher areas above your level and pay grade. But that's probably not going to stay there forever, they say. Dungeon entry and exit portals can now be seen properly from every angle. So normally to enter these portals, you had to aim down like this. Now you can actually aim almost halfway up the whole thing before you actually, like, the box for it to activate is a lot bigger. And they are actually going to be changing that detection box for these portals as well. It's not incorporated yet, but otherwise we could be looking right here, and this is coming in later patches where we'd be looking right here and we could still activate the portal. So it's cool that they're actually doing stuff like that. You can now interact with portals from further away, so that's always good. UI and settings. Now these are the biggest. These are the most obvious, of course. Moving items now moves a full stack of items at a time. This is absolutely awesome. Stolen underscore ID made this mod a very long time ago where you could just click an item to, like, you would just right click an item and it would select the maximum amount of whatever you selected, like, in a stack. So it would be like, if we wanted to deposit, let's say, like, these shadow key fragments, we would use the mod and it would right click and it would do this exactly verbatim, where it would select the maximum amount of stack and you could scroll down rather than going back up. So really cool that the devs actually took that mod, but they did it one up because now they've made it so that simply right clicking will put the full stack in. So it makes inventory management a breeze. It takes like zero, like, seriously, it is so easy to manage the inventory now. It's absolutely awesome. You can also now right clicking equipped items rather than left clicking. You also right click to unequipped items rather than left clicking. So that's good. Gonna take a couple players a little while to get used to that, but honestly it fits better with this game because every single game on the planet always has right click being the equip button, right? Hello, Shadow Gear, that we're not going to get. There are new buttons on the lower left of the screen that help you find the most frequently used menus. So what that means is it's just showing you, like, N is going to the shop, C for character, I for your styles, and B for your inventory. That is going to really help with new players. I am sure of that. Unfortunately, it meant that they had to move the chat up. So a lot of the HUD, this HUD is starting to get way too cluttered for this game. That's what I think anyway, but we'll continue anyways regardless of that. Added a new how to play screens. You can see these by just pressing escape, going to how to play, and they show all of these. They are all beautiful and amazing and show all the default keys and everything like that. Very, very cool. Escape doesn't seem to work for getting us out of this. In fact, we have to close it, so that's a little bit strange. Also, a strange bug that I noticed is if we have our inventory open, normally we would press escape and it would, like, close the inventory. Now we press escape, it closes the inventory, but it brings up this menu. Normally it didn't bring up this menu. And a weird bug too is if you press F1 to turn off the F1 menu and then press escape, it brings it back up again. Very, very strange, but I think that has to do with the fact that they have a new cancel button right here and it is automatically tied to escape. I haven't tested it yet, but I think that you're going to have to probably change that to a new button because apparently that cancel button is supposed to cancel everything out, and I think that's why it's conflicting because I have two buttons tied to two different functions. But anyways, controls no longer display left next to shift, alt, or control. We never really ran into that because we were never really in that menu anyway. The health and energy globes on the hotbar have been returned to the opposite sides. Yes, I don't know the modder's name off the top of my head, but a big shout out to him or her, because the HUD that you see at the bottom is actually slightly touched up, but this was a modded HUD. Somebody already made it, just straight up. Like, it's great that the devs are actually just taking things from the community. Too bad they're not crediting them though, so that I could credit them appropriately. But otherwise, yeah, this HUD was called like Simple and Clean or Old or something like that. I honestly don't know, but it was really, really cool because they also fixed it where it doesn't have the shine on either of these menus now. So I think managing your health and stamina is going to be a lot easier again. Great that they ended up doing that, because putting the health and stamina in the center was a little bit weird. No, I'm not done the video yet, guys, but almost done. I know that this is a fairly long patch notes video though, ladies and gents. Short tooltips are now displayed for item slots on the adventure hotbar. I don't know what that means exactly, unless it means these right here, because the bar is a little bit smaller, but this one's quite big. So honestly, I'm not even sure what that one is. The cancel key binding now closes windows. Yes, so we're going to have to change our control, and I'm going to have to test that out. Now, we're on to the class notes. These are pretty cool. Some of them are small, some of them are big. Dracolite, fishing while in dragon form will no longer cause the player to get stuck. Never ran into that because we do not fish. Fey Trickster, increase the bullet speed, projectile speed, rather, I would say. They also changed it for the Gunslinger and Ice Sage. Now what this means is that the bullet takes less time to reach its end of its shot. So you'll notice that the bullets are a lot faster. It's not increasing our attack speed or anything like that, though, so do not get confused. The Ice Sage. The Ice Sage's frozen ward will no longer sometimes remain after changing classes. Never ran into that. Decrease the maximum range of icicle drop. Okay, whatever. Decrease the block damage of icicle drop. So that's a bit too bad, because some people I know would use the Ice Sage to dig. But, yeah, increased bullet speed for his attacks as well. Neon Ninja fixed a bug where the Neon Ninja basic attacks didn't work after switching from Boomeranger. Recording, yo, almost done. The other one, oh, I'm gonna have to put my sensory in a different spot too for this chat. That's right. Just editing stuff. Anyway, the other thing too is crafting now. Reduce the basic forge and deconstructor crafting cost because they have a golden thread for it, so I guess new players need it. And look here, they have a new crafting bench. They didn't mention that in the patch, but it's cool. I still really like the old one, but this one makes more sense. It fits more into the Trove thing. They also, you can now craft up to 9,999 items at once. That is over 9,000. That is their joke right there, not mine. And that is actually a Vegeta joke from Juggernaut on YouTube, not from, man, that's such a funny joke though. I love that. I love that thing. Over 9, Vegeta. Anyway, deconstructing. Higher level shadow rings should deconstruct for more resources. Okay, I think that they changed that in the last patch too, so I guess they're still trying to find a balancing system because Flux is still very difficult to get, so yeah. Also, Shadow Level 4 rings now deconstruct into a bit more resources. That's kind of the same thing, but alright. Shadow Level 3 with higher star values should deconstruct for slightly less resources. So I guess they were giving too much. I don't know. Flask. The Lifesaver Flask now appropriately resets death save. I'm not exactly sure what that one is. I'm sure somebody does. But as far as I can tell, none of these are called the Lifesaver Flask. Is it the Death-Defying Flask? I'm guessing that's what it is, but that's not what it's called in game, so I honestly don't know why they would call it that, because really, like, it just confuses me. I honestly don't know. When using a flask, heal effect is now applied immediately instead of after the drinking animation. That has taken them a million years. Too late to get into the game, but it's absolutely awesome that they do have it, because normally you would and wait for him to finish his drinking animation, then he would drink the potion and heal. Now he just drinks it instantly, so that is more like every game in existence, and is absolutely awesome because now it's more about like player skill rather than the game feeling laggy and just static and, you know, screwing you over and stuff like that, right? Bug fixes and polish, finally. The player model is now appropriately transparent when entering a world in build mode. So if you were in build mode, then entered a world, he would come out of his transparency. Mounts are now transparent as well, so we can be the invisible raptor hot dog. Players and enemies, seems like they didn't fix that bug though when you come out of your build mode. Yep, they still didn't fix that one. I wonder if it's tied directly to going onto the mountain. I don't know. Players and enemies will no longer sometimes appear to warp upward after stepping on a vertical launch pad. Not exactly sure what that means. Other players will no longer sometimes appear to continue attacking after dying. You know when other people would die in shadow arenas and you would see their attack animation going over and over? That apparently has been fixed, although I haven't seen it for myself, but that's really cool. Fixed a bug where path preview remained in the world if you died while aiming a throw. So if you're throwing an item, you know the path, that's what they're calling the path preview, I guess. And I guess if you would die, it would end up glitching out or something like that. Added dungeon chest art and VFX. It would be really, really cool if they ended up adding unique chests for biomes. They didn't, but it would be really cool, I just think personally. Added new VFX for teleporting to the hub, which you already saw earlier. It's changed a little bit, and it's a bit more of a more mysterious portal type thing, right? It's pretty cool though. Updated random costume box visual. So if you go to the costumes right here, you can see that this has changed. They have also changed all of this to go with their new HUD that I guess they're still slowly working on. Other players will no longer sometimes... no, never mind. That's something we already went over. A unique sound now plays when you upgrade rarity at a forge. Cool. Rare bears and birds description text no longer refers to them as being part of a collection. So normally this chicken right here, the evil chicken... I am the evil chicken. Normally it would say this is part of a collection, 1 of 8 or something like that. And it would do that with the teddy bears and stuff like that too. But I guess they ended up fixing it. Oh my goodness, that bug came back. Now, that is it for the patch notes, ladies and gentlemen. But just before we end up calling it for today, I have a very special announcement that I wanted to launch today because I wanted to announce that I'm going to start doing this within the Trove series. And this is my way of saying thank you and trying to get everybody a little bit more like I've always wanted to give away certain items, you know, like we have a huge chest full of very special, amazing items that have been donated for streams and stuff like that. But I could never justify giving away these items in a live stream because that's not where the community is. We are not on Twitch. We are on YouTube. So what we're going to start doing now is we are still going to be giving away items during the live stream. But they're going to be the lesser prizes like we've been doing lately. You know, they're going to just be like chest mounts and Roboraptors and stuff like that. So still good prizes. But we are going to, for today, we are actually going to be giving away a unicycle to one lucky player. And in order to get this, I'm going to be doing things like this throughout the Trove series. So get people to tune in. You know, the more people, the merrier. It means that the challenges are going to have to get a little bit more complicated for myself. But anyway, I have hidden around in the club world. Yes, I have made an Easter egg hunt. I have hidden around. I like restless swords. I have hidden Cubesleys. And you will know that these are the right Cubesleys because they are nowhere else in the club world. And if they are... that kind of sucks. I tried to choose an item that I didn't see anywhere else, but there is a sign beside them that says this is 1 of 5 hidden Cubesleys. So if you can find all 5 of the Cubesleys, like the video, subscribe to the channel already, and then you leave a comment saying where all of the Cubesleys are, and then your username, so that I know who you are and know that it's you, then the first person that gets all the Cubesleys will win themselves a unicycle for whenever I catch them online. And with that, the hunt is on. I'm going to start doing more interactive cool stuff like that to give away some of the bigger prizes. Not because I want to entice people to watch the series for the items, but more because you're already all watching the series and being so supportive and so kind. I want to be able to pay you all back with some wicked prizes by just watching the videos and stuff like that. We're not going to be doing this every single day or anything like that. Maybe once a week. And... well, the hunt is on. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. I would also appreciate if you would smack that like button, share, favorite, and subscribe to Join Team Pixel. Sign on, stay epic, and I hope that you enjoy this awesome patch, and congrats to the winner.